Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Epictetus. I want to start with a confession, because otherwise this turns into one of those fake-wise videos I already hate. I've looked at my bank account on days where the numbers were objectively fine, and still felt like I was about to get evicted. No overdraft. Bills covered. Savings slowly growing. And yet my body didn't care. Heart tight. Jaw clenched. That familiar low-grade panic humming in the background, like an old refrigerator that never shuts up. The kind of anxiety that doesn't scream, it just waits. That's the ghost in the bank account. Not debt. Not poverty. But the emotional afterimage of scarcity that sticks around long after the danger is gone. And the worst part? You can't argue with it using logic. You can't show it spreadsheets. You can't say, relax, look at the numbers. Because this thing doesn't live in numbers. It lives in the nervous system. Here's something I had to admit, very reluctantly. Part of me doesn't trust calm. If things feel stable for too long, I start waiting for the punchline. Like, okay, where's the problem? What did I miss? Who's about to call me with bad news? That's not wisdom. That's conditioning. Survival mode is supposed to be temporary. Run from the danger. Hide. Recover. But when scarcity hits hard enough, especially early, the system forgets how to turn itself off. So now, instead of a saber-toothed tiger, it reacts to an unexpected expense, a market headline. Just checking an email from your boss, or a childhood memory you didn't ask for. Same stress response. Same hormones. Same urgency. Your body can't tell the difference between a real threat and a remembered one. And here's the messed up part. Your brain prefers familiar hells to unfamiliar peace. Anxiety becomes home. At some point, I realized I didn't just experience struggle. I identified with it. I was the resilient one. The one who could survive on nothing. The one who could handle pressure. Sounds noble. It's also a trap. Because if your identity is built on struggle, what happens when things actually get easier? Who are you when you're not fighting? That question scared me more than being broke ever did. So instead of enjoying stability, I'd sabotage it in subtle ways. Not dramatic self-destruction, just enough chaos to feel familiar again. Spend a little too impulsively. Ignore an opportunity I was too tired to pursue. Create stress where none was required. Not because I'm stupid, because my nervous system wanted home. Let me call myself out properly. I've spent money to calm the fear of not having enough money. Food deliveries when I'm anxious. Random purchases that give me 5 minutes of relief. Small treats that add up and quietly recreate the stress I was trying to escape. It's not indulgence. It's regulation. Bad regulation, but still. Then there was this invisible ceiling I kept bumping into. A level of income that felt acceptable. Above survival. Below abundance. Every time I got close to breaking past it, something would happen. I'd procrastinate. Self-doubt would spike. Opportunities suddenly felt not aligned. Translation: my identity couldn't keep up. If I wasn't struggling, who was I? And on top of that, every financial decision felt heavy. Which grocery store? Which subscription? Which choice was wrong? I was so busy protecting myself from imaginary disasters that I had no energy left to build anything meaningful. Survival mode is expensive. Not just financially, cognitively. Eventually, blaming myself stopped working. Because when I looked closer, these patterns weren't new. They were inherited. Fear of money. Suspicion of ease. Quiet beliefs, like money changes people, Comfort makes you weak. If you have more than others, you should feel guilty. I didn't invent those. I absorbed them. And if you're the first in your family to feel financially okay, there's often this unspoken loyalty contract. Don't leave us behind. So you don't. You just stay anxious together, silently. I tried fixing it the obvious ways. Budgeting harder. Optimizing everything. Planning 10 steps ahead. All survival strategies. None of them addressed the actual issue. My body didn't feel safe now. And you can't think your way out of a nervous system problem. What helped, slowly, awkwardly, was observation without aggression. Not, what's wrong with me? But oh, there it is again. The panic. The urge. The old story. Watching it without immediately obeying it. That pause, that tiny gap, is where choice lives. The hardest shift was realizing that enough isn't a number. It's a moment. Right now, are your basic needs met? Are you safe in this minute? If yes, even briefly, that matters. Because survival mode collapses time. It traps you in past fear or future catastrophe. Security lives in the present. And when your system finally believes, even for a second, that now is okay, something loosens. Not excitement. Not motivation. Just space. Here's the paradox that still irritates me. Real growth started when I stopped chasing it like my life depended on it. When fear stopped driving the decisions, clarity showed up uninvited. I didn't become fearless. I became regulated. And that changed everything. Less urgency. Better judgment. Fewer self-inflicted emergencies. Not because I'm enlightened. Because my nervous system stopped screaming. If there's one thing I want to leave you with, it's this. Your financial anxiety might not be about money at all. It might be about memory, identity, loyalty to an old version of yourself that survives something real. The goal isn't to erase that part of you. It kept you alive. The goal is to stop letting it run the present. Because the ghost in your bank account isn't asking for more money. It's asking for safety. If this reflection genuinely helped you see your relationship with money a little more clearly, feel free to like the video and subscribe. Only if it earned that space. And I'm genuinely curious. When you think about money, are you reacting to your current reality or to an older version of it? Share your thoughts in the comments.